1 Samuel chapter 13. Saul's reign lasted for 1 year. After reigning for 2 years over Israel, he gathered 3,000 men from Israel. Among them, 2,000 were with Saul in Michmash and on Mount Bethel, while 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. The remaining people were sent to their tents. Jonathan attacked the Philistine garrison in Geba, causing the Philistines to hear about it. Saul then sounded a trumpet throughout the land, commanding the Hebrews to listen. When news spread that Saul had defeated a Philistine garrison and that the Philistines held Israel in contempt, the people assembled after Saul at Gilgal. The Philistines amassed an army of 30,000 chariots, 6,000 horsemen, and a multitude of people like the sand on the seashore. They positioned themselves in Michmash, east of Bethaven. Faced with this situation, the men of Israel found themselves in dire straits. The people were distressed and sought refuge in caves, thickets, rocks, high places, and pits. Some Hebrews even crossed the Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. Meanwhile, Saul remained in Gilgal, with the people following him, trembling. He waited for 7 days as per Samuel's instructions, but Samuel did not arrive, and the people began to scatter. Saul decided to offer burnt offerings and peace offerings himself. Just as he finished the burnt offering, Samuel appeared. Saul went out to meet him and pay his respects. Samuel questioned Saul about his actions. Saul explained that he saw the people dispersing, Samuel hadn't arrived within the appointed time, and the Philistines had gathered in Michmash. So, out of desperation, Saul offered the burnt offering. Samuel rebuked Saul for his foolishness, stating that he had not obeyed the command of the Lord his God. If he had obeyed, the Lord would have established his kingdom over Israel forever. However, due to his actions, his kingdom would not endure. The Lord had chosen someone after his own heart to be the leader of his people. Samuel then left Gilgal for Gibeah of Benjamin. Saul counted around 600 men who remained with him. Saul, Jonathan, and their companions stayed in Gibeah of Benjamin, while the Philistines camped in Michmash. The Philistine raiding parties moved in 3 directions, one toward Ophrah in the land of Shual, another toward Bethhoron, and the third toward the border overlooking the valley of Zeboim, facing the wilderness. There were no blacksmiths in all of Israel because the Philistines were afraid that the Hebrews would forge swords and spears. Consequently, the Israelites had to go to the Philistines to sharpen their farming tools, plows, mattocks, axes, and so on. They managed to sharpen their tools, including goads, using a file. On the day of battle, none of the people with Saul and Jonathan had swords or spears. However, Saul and Jonathan were equipped with these weapons. The Philistine garrison ventured out to the passage of Michmash.